Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Slice of Gaming podcast, episode 139. I'm your host, the Uncharted Wolf, and I am joined today by only one very special guest, but it's a special guest nonetheless. My good friend, Bob. How you doing, Bob?
Hello, Wolf. Thank you for having me. I know originally you wanted to get Jensen Huang on here, but apparently he is too yassified to come on the pod today.
He's just been making like AI models of me and talking to it. I don't know. It's really freaking me out, dude.
And by the way, you're wrong. Okay, I want to let you know
Oh,
you're
okay. Oh, I
wrong.
understand. My bad. My bad. We're gonna talk all about that in a second, but before we get to that, if you guys want to find us, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, like the podcast helps us out a ton, and follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming. But before we get into the news, I want to start with a just random thing. What's your favorite food? I just want
Oh
to like
man,
get an icebreaker, you know? Because I feel like we need more icebreakers when we start the pod. Because
and you've
gaming
been
news is so depressing.
you've been listening to a lot of Kind of Feudy, huh?
No, that's not where I got it from. I
No,
just realized I watch a lot of podcasts where like they're like talking about nothing. It's like we gotta start talking about nothing in the beginning, you know, just like a
yeah,
random thing.
talking about nothing is,
Yeah, it's fun.
there's a need for it. Favorite food? Oh man, that's actually so hard
I
because
can start if
like
you need time to
growing
think.
up, it was it was definitely chicken nuggets. That
Of course,
was
every kid.
tried and true. That being said, as a grown ass adult, it might still just be chicken. Like it's
Chicken's
like
good, man.
like
I'm more
chicken
of a
is
beef guy, but chicken is good.
but I'm trying to like specific to like, like a good fried chicken sandwich is good, chicken wings are good. Um, I also fuck with a Philly cheesesteak.
That's good. You ever been to
Um,
Philly for an authentic one?
no, it's on the bucket list though.
Of course. See the
Um,
Liberty Bell, all that cool shit, whatever
yeah,
else is in
yeah, go
Philly.
go
There's like
do the Rocky Steps,
there's like three things to do there.
get in a bar fight with someone. Yeah, I think that's
Yep.
all Philly
You
thing.
got to go on St. Patty's Day. That's the big one.
No, I think you're thinking, is it big in Philly?
Yeah. Philly's St. Patty's Day, or am I thinking? No, that's
Chicago and Boston are like the top two I
not
think
Boston.
of.
Boston, that's the
Okay.
bigger one.
I
Yeah.
didn't want to say because I'm like, no, you're definitely thinking of Boston, but
I think Philly's up there, but Boston's definitely the
I'm sure it
biggest.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boston definitely has the huge Irish crowd. I will say I have been to Boston on St. Patrick's Day, and
Oof.
it was a lot of fun. I had a whole lot of fun.
Nice.
Have you ever heard of the band Dropkick Murphys?
God, they sound familiar.
They play that one song that everyone plays on St. Patrick's Day, where it's like the
Uh, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
these guys.
So we went to their concert on St. Patrick's Day in Boston, and that place was a riot. And then there was like a point where like the lead singer saw a guy like kind of being a jerk to his girlfriend in the crowd, like and like kind of like low key assaulting her. And so he
Oh.
like starts to he pulls the mic away from his face. He starts yelling at the guy, and like they're going back and forth. The guy throws his beer at his head, and
Oh
he's like,
God.
"Oh, it's on now." So the entire band stops performing. He like goes into the crowd. Security gets the guy out of the crowd. They all go to the alley where I assume they're gonna beat the crap out of this guy. But then it's like band is off the stage, like no one knows what's going on. We're all sitting there, like it was like a group of like six of us, and we're like, okay, we need to stay together because if shit hits the fan, we need to make sure we're safe. 10 minutes go by, the crowd or the band comes back on. Lead
Mhm.
singer's not there, but they have a second singer, so it works out. They're playing the rest of their set, and we're like, okay, that kind of killed the vibe a little bit, but they're still having a great performance. Let's try and have some more fun. And then for the encore, they play that one song because that's the song everyone knows them for. And the lead singer comes back out with a huge gash on his forehead, and he's
Oh
like
my
kind of still
God.
bleeding a little bit. And he's like, I could not sing this song. And so the crowd is going bananas, and they like just do an awesome rendition of Shipping Up the Boston. It was amazing.
That's psychotic. That St. Patty's Day, man. That's one of those holidays I can't celebrate because I can't drink. But like, man, that is a very funny thing. I love
Yeah.
the idea that he's just like No, I'm gonna go take care of this. This
Oh,
is like the stinger of a band.
100%. Yeah, it's like mob movie type shit. We're like, yeah, we gotta go
Yeah,
take some care of some business in the back.
that's a very large tangent from your favorite food, though. I will
Yes,
say.
yes. What
But yeah,
about
okay.
you?
So yeah, chicken, Philly cheesesteak. I remember. I respect that. Growing up, for the longest time, it was beef barbecue ribs. I
Okay,
always loved that, but like it was so rare because like most places were like pork ribs. I can't eat pork.
sure. Yeah.
But eventually, every now and then you'd get it. And it's like, oh hell yeah, this is good. Nowadays, it's got to be probably just a classic cheeseburger.
Okay. Yeah.
Just one or two patties. Give me some cheese. I usually like classic American because it melts well, but also I love good Swiss. And then
Mhm.
from there, usually mustard as the condiment. Sometimes barbecue if I feel like it. No lettuce, no tomatoes. For the love of God, because they completely ruin the burger. Where do you stand on that debate? Because everyone always said lettuce I can kind of handle. Tomatoes, oh my God, that just completely destroys it.
So lettuce is interesting because I actually hate, like McDonald's shredded lettuce because at that point
Hmm.
those are just empty calories. Like you're really not doing anything by putting that on the burger. But if it's like a real like leaf of lettuce, I'm
Yeah,
fine with it. And actually I kind of and it's kind of the same thing about tomatoes where it's like if it's like an actual fresh piece of lettuce and there's a little bit of crunch on the stem of the leaf. I kind of
it
actually
adds
like that a
texture.
little bit for texture. And same with tomatoes. Like if you get a truly ripe tomato, I think it does like add something to the burger. But when you get cheap tomatoes or like soggy tomatoes or just like crappy lettuce, I definitely think like if I'm going to fast food, I have less of a tolerance for it. But if I'm
Hmm.
going to like an actual restaurant or even like In and Out, as much as In and Out is overrated, their
They
ingredients
got good ass
are
burgers.
fresh.
Yeah,
So I'll get like lettuce and tomato there, but I'm like it's restaurant dependent. I guess I'd
of
say.
course. I get it. I think for me, it's just like in general, I don't really like tomatoes, so it doesn't help me that much.
Sure.
But yeah, I love those. And also, you know what? Just a shout out, steak quesarito from Taco Bell, man. That's like
Oh
one of
man. Oh
they literally but they brought it back for like a week, and then it's like okay, it's gone. It's like what the fuck? It was a week. If I knew, I would have ordered it more. I was so sad.
yeah, I got it like the first time I went after it came back, and I'm like, oh, it's so great to have this back. And then like I go 2 weeks later, and I'm like, cool, wait, can't wait to have a. Where is it? Where
Yep,
did it
same
go?
exact thing. It was so because like if you remember, it was like a permanent menu item for
Oh yeah.
years, and then they tried to make it like a mobile app exclusive, and eventually they just got rid of it. It's like what the fuck is wrong with y'all? It's though I will say, Live Moss, there's some good ass shit coming. Because they had that E3 presentation and they revealed some good fucking food there.
Shout out the edible hot sauce packet. That
That's
is
psychotic, man.
just only things Taco Bell comes up with.
It's like they have six ingredients and yet they're able to just finagle them in the craziest ways.
I've heard good things about the little chicken nugget crunch wrap sliders. Like I've
Dude, the chicken, they have good ass chicken.
Oh,
Like
I
actual,
do
like
like
white
their
meat
chicken
chicken.
nuggets. I think they're shockingly good.
Yeah. So, anyways, our food podcast is over. Let's get back to our gaming podcast.
Wait, one last question. One last
Yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah. What's up? What's up?
Where do you fall? Because you asked me about tomatoes and lettuce. Where do you fall on pickles?
Pickles are off.
Okay, my
I,
guy,
I
my
I
guy.
like burgers to be simple. I think that's my thing. It's like you don't need too much. Good meat,
The
good cheese, good sauce, perfect.
the one thing I despise about pickles, it is the one topping that if you ask for no pickles and they
They
still put
always
the
somehow
pickles
make it.
on there, it's the one thing that you can take it off, that juice is still tainted the entire sandwich. Like you
Mm.
cannot like once they're on there, you cannot get them off.
I will say I do kind of like pickles by themselves. Like if you give me
Eh,
like a pickle by myself, I'll eat it. But like on a burger, it's like no, stay away.
yeah.
Wait, one more thing. Onions on a burger? That's a W,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Onions I think falls back into one. I like the taste of onions. It sucks that it makes my breasts like stink, but I like the
Of course.
taste of onions. And again, I think you get like a nice uh ripe onion that adds a little bit of that crunch, a little bit of that texture. I think that goes really well on a burger.
Okay, let's get into the actual gaming news. As you can tell, there's not a lot. If we're talking this much about like the most random shit. Um, the big thing that happened this week, Bob, was the DLSS5 controversy. Uh, Nvidia comes out just randomly around like Tuesday or so of this week, and they were like, "Hey guys, check out this," and they showed off their DLSS5 technology. If you remember the DLSS4 and like DLSS in general, it's effectively an AI upscaler, makes games look substantially better depending on your rig, all that. That's kind of like the layman's terms to best describe it. And they finally showed off the DLSS5, the new update for it, and the internet is angry. Shinobi put this up. Work in progress, expected fall 2026 for RTX 50 series GPUs. Radically revamps lighting based on real world modeling, and geometry, texture assets, and materials are unchanged. Digital Foundry kind of like broke this, and like we're talking a lot about it, and everyone got mad at Nvidia, and they got mad at Digital Foundry, and everyone kind of got mad at each other. Now, Bob, as an AI guy, your fantasy critic team is AI slop, Bob. But I'll ask you what you think of this. There's a lot of debate in our Discord. I'll say for myself, I think it looks fucking awful. I don't like generative AI, and they tried to say there wasn't generative AI used, and then I think NVIDIA's founder Jensen straight up said there was generative AI used in this model. It just kind of removes a lot of the artistic direction for especially the character models. I think the environments for the most part look fine, but it's also that worrying thing of like, okay, well, is it like generative AI? Like, do I really want this then? So I'm curious how you feel as more of a tech guy.
Yeah, and it's been my thought has kind of evolved throughout the week because when the news first broke, um there wasn't a lot of information out there, right? And we were really only getting it from either Digital Foundry's video or like the one little press release that Nvidia had for it, right? So there wasn't a lot of information out there.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Digital Foundry video, they were very clear in saying like this is just lighting. There is no generative AI, or it's like they didn't really say that, but like they didn't bring it up either, right? They were saying like no
Yeah.
assets changed or anything. Like they were trying to say like no, this is all like within the game and working within like elements of what the artists were doing. And I think the other thing for me is I think the one comparison every single person has seen is the shot of Grace in Resident Evil 9.
The yassified grace, yeah.
Yeah, and I think since a lot of people have played Resident Evil 9, they have seen Grace for the last 15 hours in their
Mm-hmm.
various playthroughs and stuff, and so they're very familiar with Grace's face, and I think seeing the DLSS version was so obviously not her because they're so used to what her face looks like. Whereas for me, I didn't play Resident Evil. I've barely seen any footage of this character. So when I look at it, I'm like, it's not that different because I haven't been spending all this time with her, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what people are getting upset about. It seems like it's just going to be lighting things. And honestly, the Starfield ones, like the lighting is so flat in when they show character like the close-ups when they're in dialogue. I was like, this
Mm-hmm.
honestly doesn't look that bad. Yeah, it looks a little off, but like the lighting is so bad, with it off that's like, well, there's something going on here. And again, based off all the information we knew, it's like, okay, well, this is weird because it feels like something else is going on, but from what everything they're saying, it's not that. And then yeah, the more this goes on, it turns out that yeah, Jensen Huang was like, no, there's you guys are wrong for freaking out about this and like saying that developers don't
Yeah, I
have
can bring that up.
control. Like, yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
Yes, VGC put this up. They're completely wrong. NVIDIA CEO responds to widespread criticism of DLSS5. Andy Robinson put this out. Uh, Hang on, here we go. At a press Q&A with Tom's Hardware at GTC 2026, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang has now downplayed criticism of DLSS5 and claimed that developers will have full control over its implementation in their games. Well, first of all, they're completely wrong, the CEO said. It's one of those quotes where you read it, it's like, oh, well, it's probably out of context. The reporter was just kind of being a dick
Right.
about it. It was like, no, he very much just said they're completely wrong. Quote, the reason for that is because, as I have explained very carefully, DLSS5 fuses controllability of the geometry and textures and everything about the game with generative AI. Specifically says it out loud. He added that developers can fine tune the generative AI to make it match their game's visual style, claiming that DLSS5 adds generative capability to existing game geometry, but that it doesn't change the artistic control. Here's the thing, even if you support the idea of DLSS5 and you're into the technology, you have to admit that the response of they're completely wrong is one of the worst things you could say here.
100%. And it goes back to, the original announcement and the original Digital Foundry video. They didn't mention generative AI at all. Digital
Yep.
Foundry is the one channel that still counts pixels, and you're telling me they didn't notice there was generative AI being used. Like,
Yep.
and that's where it kind of started to flip back over. It's like, wait, what is going on here? Why are you guys trying to like outright lie to us about what's
Had a
going on?
response that was like really laughable too. I'm trying. Let me find it.
And so now it's like, okay, so at this point I think we kind of have an idea of what DLS5 actually is, and it is basically frame by frame the AI goes in without any context for what the scene is, what the lighting is, like anything, and it just will regenerate the image in the way it thinks is best based off whatever reference images it's using, based off of however the AI has been trained. And that is pretty much exactly what everyone was like, this doesn't seem like a good idea. And it's also weird because this is not really a DLSS thing. This very much feels like NVIDIA had this generative AI tech that like loosely kind of aligns with what DLSS is like used for. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, that's a brand everyone trusts. Everyone knows what like even if you don't know the definition of DLSS and like the like inner workings of it, you know that DLSS, FSSR or FSR and PSSR are the
Hmm.
upscaling things. They make your games look a little bit better, even though they're on like maybe not as strong of hardware, right? And so for them to take it to this gross of a scale and be like, oh, it looks quote unquote better because it's quote unquote generative AI, not because it's actually making the game more like have a higher visual fidelity or a higher frame rate, and going against the artistic vision, it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, it is so weird that like the marketing was so coy about it, and then the CEO's like, no, we're using generative AI. We are very much
Yeah.
for generative AI. It's like, okay, pick a fucking lane then. Like, I have no problem with NVIDIA being like, no, we are using generative AI. This is our thing. Please,
Mhm.
shareholders, buy more of our stock. We're incorporating AI. And then they'll piss off the gamers, and that's fine. But like to kind of try and like pretend like that isn't what you were doing, and then the market is like, oh, don't worry, guys, it's just more upscaling. Like it's all good. You're just the yassified faces aren't really there. Like it really just pissed everyone off.
It's weird because DLS, like Nvidia, doesn't seem to have like actively tried to hide the fact that it was generative AI. At least in the announcement video, it's not like they were saying like it's not generative AI, but it very much was clear like someone was hiding it. Probably Digital Foundry was not outright stating it was Gen AI, because the moment uh, Jensen gets to talk about it, he's like, "Yeah, it is Gen AI." So that kind of tells me it's like maybe Digital Foundry was just trying not to outright say the words generative AI, because there's no way they didn't know it was Gen AI. And I found the quote. They straight up said it's like, but we should have taken more time with the material, and I think it would have been prudent to wait to see the reaction from the audience and the developers to the keynote, which I just find really funny. It's like you wanted to wait to see the reaction. It's like, wait, let's see if people are mad first before we say how good it is or how bad it is.
that
It
would be
comes off
like
as just cowardice.
that would be like IGN saying, "Well, we want to give Crimson Desert a 6, but let's wait until the audience reacts to us giving a 6 before we give it a score." Like, no.
Let's wait for the other reviews.
Right, like no, that's not how this works.
Exactly. It's frustrating. I don't, because it's like, because Digital Foundry is just they're a group of people I really respect. I like John Linneman has great taste in games, and I think they do a lot of great work. But I think this is just a case of like it erodes a lot of the trust that a gaming community has in them, where a trust that they worked very hard for and got fully, like they fully earned. And now it's like, well, now a lot of people are just not going to take y'all seriously the next time you talk about anything NVIDIA or AI gen or anything like that. But I don't think they're like malicious or anything. I just think this is a really bad look for them.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation where, and trying not to get too much in the weeds and too much in the hearsay, but it's pretty much known that half of the DF team did this video and the other half had no idea that it was being made, and the half
Oh,
that
really?
didn't know it was being made are the people that are against the use of Gen AI, whereas the people who were in the video have been more like pro AI in general. And so there's like a weird undertone of like infighting and like weird dynamics at play. I don't want to read too much into it. I don't know what's going on there. It's all kind
Yeah.
of hearsay. But it does suck because like Digital Foundry does do great analysis. I know at this point
Oh,
a lot of it has kind of been, they just are used as talking points by fanboys to be like, no, it's better on PlayStation. No, it's better on PC,
yep.
or whatever. And it's like, all right, that sucks. But like the actual analysis and their understanding usually of technology has been really helpful. Plus, it's like they are the source I go to for optimized settings. Like when a new big PC game comes out, they always have a, hey, here is like, we'll give you kind of a scale of like what graphics card you're using and like what options you can use, because really at the end of the day, devs can optimize as much as they want for specific like visual presets, but Digital Foundry is the one that'll say, hey, this shadow setting for whatever loses 30 frames if you put it on this setting. Do not use this setting, and then you get a much more optimized experience. So they do good work, but it just sucks that like, okay, maybe the whole like news reporting element of Digital Foundry, yeah, I'm gonna just stick to counting pixels. That's what I'm gonna use you for.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Uh, let's just hope that this technology. I How widespread do you think this is going to be? Because you saw a lot of like the Capcoms, the Bethesda's. It's like, well, actually, a lot of us didn't know about this technology, or like we didn't know that this was going to be used. But like outright, like Todd Howard himself, head of BGS, was the one talking about it in the video. So it makes me worried about like, are developers going to be very heavy handed, like start using this a lot, or is there going to be enough outcry to where they either completely rework DLSS5 to not utilize generative AI in like such a major way, or just completely like just choose not to use it at all, at least from a developer standpoint.
Well, it's tough because in that original Digital Foundry video, they did point out it was two 5090s being used at the same time to generate this effect. So it's already a huge resource cost as it is. Um, so in order for like, it just seems like that is a lot of work for something that only a handful of people, because like we know the 50 series cards are so scarce as it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very much a weird thing of like, are you really gonna like go that hard into catering DLSS5 into your games when the majority of people aren't even going to be able to use it? It to me, it just kind of feels like, Todd Howard will say it because it's like, hey, maybe we need one less lighting guy or one less post processing guy, and like, that'll kind of help with staffing and budgeting and whatever. And it's always that fear of like, yeah, AI is coming for our jobs, and well, if people actually believe in this tech, it could be coming for a couple devs jobs, and that really sucks because
Yep.
as we saw in that video, a lot of the times it's not accurately capturing the artistic vision of the artist. And that's the part that really bothers me and hopefully can be tuned down, because it just reminds me of like Halo CE, when it first got remastered in like 2014 or whatever, where all of the lighting was so much brighter. And it's like, okay, this is cool, but the whole reason it's dark is because it's supposed to be scary. Like this is supposed to be a mood setting,
Yeah.
and now you just brightened everything up so that we could see it. It's like that's not really the point. We have a flashlight for a reason. Like let it be dark, let it be atmospheric. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I it's going to be a battle of the creatives aren't going to want to use it. The gamers don't really want to, enable it outside of, the very obvious
The
ones that
Grums.
don't actually play games, which is the funniest
Oh
part.
yeah. Yeah.
But then, you're going to have studio heads, executives be like, no, 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 let's use this because we have to use AI and everything. And so I'm hoping there's been enough public backlash to kind of have them pull it back a little bit because some of the tech that, like you said, in the environments does look really good. Um, but they need to scale it back because it's clearly going a little bit too far. Not even a little bit, like it is going too
Very
far,
much.
and and
Very
and
yassified.
they need to rein it in because I think there are potential good elements here, but in its current usage, yeah, it's not good.
The memes that came out of it are very high quality though. A lot of
Yeah.
good posts about just DLSS5 and just yassifying characters. It's top tier. But yeah, hopefully, probably going to update the situation as it goes. I imagine that a lot of things are going to be changing, and I hope that Digital Foundry kind of gets their heads out of their asses about that and like get back to what you're good at because I do enjoy what they do.
Yep.
Moving on to our next thing, Starfield, my favorite game. Bob, your favorite game as well. Very famously, we had a food coma, or not food coma. It was a food meal prep
Meal prep. Yep.
of excitement for
Two and a
Starfield.
half hours, I believe.
Was it really 2.5 hours?
It was pretty beefy.
Dude, remember? I still remember when we were like, I swear I saw an alien there, Bob.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But yeah, Starfield came out. I didn't like it at all. I hate the game. You kind of liked it, but you were still disappointed. Um, Charlie Intel puts this up. Starfield is officially launching on PS5 on April 7th. We kind of knew that because of a Billy Kun thing. But with that, on April 7th, the new Terran Armada story DLC will also be available for premium edition owners. Uh, I think the PS5 thing, that's not too surprising. Xbox has been bringing a lot of their stuff to PS5, even stuff like Starfield, which I don't imagine will do crazy well, but I guess we'll see. Uh, I have zero interest in going back, like actual negative interest. You have anything like thinking? Now, you did have that prediction, Bob, that the Starfield 2.0 will be the least hyped 2.0 of all time. Do you still stand true? Because, I mean, this isn't technically 2.0, but it kind of is.
So that's the interesting thing, and I don't know, maybe Greg Miller's in my head, but it sounds like they don't want to. They are done putting expectations on this game because clearly they put expectations on the launch and it completely just bombed. And so I think they're trying to do the thing of like, no, it's not a 2.0
It's cool.
update. Just like have no expectations. The game still sucks. Maybe you'll like it now with these updates. Like I do think that's kind of they're trying to undersell it a little bit on purpose. Um, but that being said, I unfortunately I am a sicko and I do have interest in going back. I think
Hey man, you did that
the
whole unboxing video for it. Same with Avowed. You gotta
thanks.
stop doing those, dude. I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
a curse.
Listen. As I look at my Starfield neon sign,
The design of that was sick. Like the controller, I still love the controller. I will go with
controller's
that.
great. But so I just feel like the some of the options that they are new not updates, but like changes, I guess I should say, to the game do feel beneficial. Obviously, adding way more points of interest. We'll see if that actually happens to make the worlds that don't
Mhm.
have settlements feel more interesting. That's going to be really important because it'll actually determine whether or not I actually want to like visit these planets.
Of course.
And then the being able to like keep stuff as you go into New Game Plus is also very important because that is that's what I experienced during Shattered Space when I went back. I was on a New Game Plus run. I'm like, oh right, I have nothing. This isn't fun. Like I need to go like spend 5 to 10 hours to build stuff up, and I just wasn't having fun doing that. And it was kind of a self self-defeating cycle. The new DLC does look interesting, and it does look a little bit more inspired. Granted, I thought Shattered Space was going to be cool, and then it just like was bad execution. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm. Will I have actual time to go back to this? Probably not. Is it something that's like if I find a little gap in the summer, it's like I really should go back.
The
I would
busy
like to.
season whenever it comes out, because I think Pragmata releases around the same time too. I might be wrong about that. But yeah, a lot of stuff coming out in April, which we'll get to in a bit. Uh, this is gonna sound a little hyperbolic, but I genuinely can't believe people like this game. I'm sorry, man. This game fucking reeks. It is so like the world building is dog shit. The gameplay is the same Bethesda bullshit, but the actual open world Bethesda stuff that I love just non-existent for this procedural generation crap. I'm sorry. I have to deal with Fusion and Bench going like this is gonna be our moment. No, it isn't. The game still sucks. It's not gonna stop sucking. I'm sorry. I just have to say it.
In
But yeah, shout out
Fusion's
to anyone
defense,
excited
I
for it.
think it's been mostly Bench saying that for the two of them.
It's just crazy that you could have any interest in this game after everything. Oh my god! I'm sorry, I'm
'Cause
being mean.
there's just something about it that just again, I just want to like this game so bad, and yet every time I just sludge through the mud, and I'm like, please, please give me something to like about this game. So
I,
I don't know. I'm hopeful, but I'm not like. It really would not shock me if I go back, I play a couple hours, I'm like, nah, yeah, it's still Starfield.
yeah, and I always hear it was like, oh well, the people who played it early liked it. It's like, yeah, that's why they played it early. That's why they invited
Yeah.
those people because they're the people who liked Starfield. I just look at this as like, I don't think a Starfield hater is going to play this. It's like, wait, it makes sense now. Which, to
Yeah.
be fair, that's how they're advertising it. But I'm also like, oh, I'm a little annoyed they're wasting their time with this game. Like, just leave it. Like, I'm sorry. It was not what it needed to be. That's it. It's like, let's get to the good game, Elder Scrolls 6, which is
I
probably
think
not going to be good. I'm just not going to put my faith anymore. I can't do it again.
no, 100%. And I think it's just like this was very clearly Todd's baby, and the fact that it sucks so much, he's like, no,
We
the
got to make it
gamers
work.
will like this game. And it's like, I don't know about that, Todd.
I do love one of the replies of this guy saying, Crimson Desert is coming out. We do not care. Ooh, rough week for this guy. We'll talk about Crimson Desert in a minute, but I'm interested to talk about that with you too. But another thing I'm interested to talk about is this handheld boost mode for the Switch 2. Uh, Nintendo randomly updated the Switch firmware update on a random Tuesday, as per usual, and we were thinking like, oh, it's just gonna be the usual stability bugs, whatever. They added a new feature called handheld boost mode. When enabled, mode boost handheld mode boost. Oh my god, causes the performance of Nintendo Switch software while undocked to run as if it were being played in TV mode. And then they kind of talk about it more. While enabling this setting can result in its wait. While enabling this setting can result in improved visuals. Okay, there we go. It may also increase the system's power consumption. Now, Bob, I don't play handheld at all, so this isn't really a big thing for me. But I know you're someone who does it. This seems really, really cool. Nice for people who kind of want that extra increase of power and are like at home, so they're willing to lose the battery for their device. How you feeling about this?
Yeah, I immediately booted up a couple games when I saw this come out because there's still a couple Switch 1 games that I haven't been able to get to, or like, games that I love going back to, or it's like, how does this actually work? And so the first game I went to was Legends Arceus because I'm like, I would love, not that I have anything left to do in that game, but I would
Mhm.
just love to see like, okay, let's see what's going on here. And it's so funny, Wolf, because,
Yeah.
and I was talking to Jad about this. I booted it up and I'm like, all right, Arceus, I
Blow
know
me away.
I can't be expecting the moon here, but it's got to be something good. And I'm running around Jubilife, and I'm like, this still looks like dog shit. What the hell's going on? And then I'm like talking to Jad, and he's like, are you sure? Because like I really do think there's a change here. So I'm like, let me go look at my settings real quick. Apparently this is off by default, and
Oh
you
yeah,
have to enable it. I just for some reason I don't
you
know
are
why,
being a
like
big old meanie.
I don't know why I didn't check it. I was like, okay, let me turn it on, and then I went back, which was good because now it's like,
It's a
okay, I
comparison
have
point.
a very good recent fresh comparison, and it does look better. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy how like the visual there's less jagged edges, less of that, kind of just un
Handheld, liney kind of
yeah
thing to like
yeah
around the character models.
right. It looked more fully complete. Animations and resolution and fidelity, and for some reason it made the frame rate a little bit smoother too, which I really like. I'm sure it's probably still 30. I don't think there's a frame rate boost there, but because the visuals looked less jarring, it made it a lot easier for me to kind of move the camera around and move my player around and
Yeah.
do well. So I booted up a couple other games, kind of had the similar experience. So I am definitely someone who I want to have something on the TV and then I'll just play the Switch handheld. And I do think this is a great change. The one thing that people haven't really, I only saw this yesterday, and it makes sense because they kind of say it in the update, but um, I think, was it IGN that did the comparison? Someone did a comparison where they played Doom 2016 on the normal version and then Doom 2016 on the handheld boost version. On the handheld boost off version of 2016, they got, I think, 5.5 hours, either 5 to 5.5 hours of screen time. On with the handheld boost on, they got about 3 hours of screen time. So
Oh,
it
that's not too
is
bad.
a pretty chunky, it is kind of a power hog, but at the same time, like you said, I think where this shines is for people who are just playing it around the house. If you're like on an airplane or something, definitely turn it off. And
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe play something else if you really want to play a Switch One game. But yeah, if you're around the house and you have, a power bank or a charger ready, absolutely turn this on. It is also a little weird. I will say that I get why certain games can't run it, like Let's Go, or any sort of game that uses Joy-Con like movement
Mhm.
specifically, because it kind of messes with the functionality of it. But small price to pay for it to still to look good in handheld mode, and plus, like, just play it docked if you if you still want to play those games because it's still available docked.
I think my favorite thing about this is just how nonchalant it was. Because, like, if like Xbox or PlayStation did a feature like this, there would be like a blog post and, like, they'd have someone like a talking head talk about like all the cool things you could do with it. Nintendo just dropped this and have not even mentioned it anywhere else. They just put it in the patch notes. It's like, okay, you guys have that. Have fun. They are arguably the funniest video game company of all time. I don't know why they act like this.
Yeah, very bizarre.
Moving on to our next story. This is a quick update, very funny update on the whole Subnautica 2 situation. If you remember, there was so much stuff I don't even want to try to recap, but basically Subnautica 2 was delayed forcefully. The CEOs got fired of the company that makes Subnautica 2 by Krafton. Krafton owns the company, and they effectively sued Krafton. And now Jason Schreier puts up a update about this on Blue Sky. Breaking: a Delaware judge has ruled that Krafton must reinstate Ted Gill, the fired CEO of Subnautica 2 maker Unknown Worlds. In the ruling, the judge accused Krafton CEO of using ChatGPT to come up with a strategy to get out of paying Unknown Worlds a $250 million bonus.
Oh yeah.
It's so fucking funny. I love this. I love
Well,
this industry.
well, and like I think he says it in the article, but it was like a thing of his lawyers were telling him, no, there is no way to get out of this. You cannot get out of this. And he's like, well, screw you guys. I'm going to ChatGPT. ChatGPT says I
Yep.
can do it, so I'm going to go. It's like, oh my God, how big of an idiot are you?
Yeah, the judge's ruling today is scathing, argues that Krafton was hunting for a way to get out of paying the $250 million bonus. By the way, these guys own Hi Fi Rush, so that's fun to think about. uh, Garbage company being garbage. I am glad for Ted Gill to be able to eventually get his job back and maybe release this game and get that $250 million bonus. I will say though, this is this is one of those stories that I'm like, I feel like there's gonna be more to this. Like I feel like there's more coming from Krafton, and I feel like Krafton owning Subnautica 2 and like the developers and everything. There's gonna be some chicanery with this game, and I'm a little worried for the Subnautica fans because I feel like they're really excited for this bad boy.
Yeah, this is just going to be messy until there is like a forceful split, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. I do love that the judge could just say no, give him his job back. It's like, bro, can you help
Seriously.
me?
Like
Like,
so like I wonder what he's been doing. Has he just been chilling on the couch like, yeah, I'm coming back. Like or like hopefully he didn't
I
take another job. Like could you imagine he took a job elsewhere? He's like, sorry guys, got to go back to the old one.
I guess he was just unemployed for a bit, like trying to fight this legal battle.
That makes
I mean,
sense.
he was the CEO of like the Subnautica developers. He definitely has a lot of money saved up, so I think he's
Oh yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Still, it's very funny.
It's just like a really long sabbatical.
Yeah, exactly. Next was from Tom Henderson. An interesting one. Exclusive PlayStation is phasing out the PlayStation Network branding. PlayStation will be dropping the PlayStation Network and PSN branding by September 2026. In an email sent to developers and seen by Insider Gaming, PlayStation will be dropping the PlayStation Network and PSN branding. It is said that the change will be purely visual and is means to properly capture the breadth of our evolving digital services. The upcoming change, and this is in the email. The upcoming changes are purely visual, not introduced technical alterations to our offerings. To simplify and unify brandings, the term PlayStation Network will be phased out across all SIE assets by September. All features currently associated with PSN, including core network features such as friends, multiplayer, and trophies, will remain unaffected and available to players. You'll be notified ahead of changes coinciding with the technical requirements checklist. Yada yada yada. I think Jason Schreier came out and said, I should have looked this up beforehand. That's on me. But I think he came out and said it's supposedly just changing to PlayStation.
Yeah, he did say
Uh,
that.
yeah, okay, I was right. My thoughts are why? I don't think anyone ever had a problem of like, oh my god, PlayStation Network, what a dumb name. The same way people do with like a lot of Xbox stuff. If people were just like, yeah, PlayStation Network, that makes sense. I I don't really see a reason for this at all, but I'm also not that attached to the PlayStation Network branding, so I guess it's like, yeah, I wish this wasn't happening, but I also can't really care that much. I'm just very confused by this decision.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a nothing burger just in the sense that like because I was thinking about it, and it's like granted PlayStation's not my home platform, but when I do reference it, the only time I ever use the words PlayStation Network is if the internet's down. Like otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling it PS Plus, or I'm calling it like I'm not calling it my PSN friends. Like I guess I'd call it like what's your PSN handle if I'm looking for friends, but
Yeah,
I'm not using that moniker much. And if you look at Xbox, they did get rid of Xbox Live branding, and it's now all Game Pass. And granted, they're not moving it all to PS Plus, but I think it's just a simpler way of like, they're trying to, simplify how many naming conventions there are. Um, to make it seem a little bit easier because then it's because at the end of the day all PlayStation Plus tiers have PSN in it, so it kind of became redundant at a certain point.
yeah,
um and so it's like I don't know, I'm fine with it. I don't think anyone and like people still call it Xbox Live, people are still going to call it PSN. It doesn't really matter what PlayStation calls it, right?
exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I can understand why, but at the end of the day, I don't think this is really going to change much of anything.
Yeah, I'm with you. It just feels like a kind of weird decision, but also nothing that's gonna completely destroy the sanctity of PlayStation.
Yeah.
Moving into our last news story specifically, Minecraft Dungeons 2 announced for PS5, Xbox Series, Switch 2, Switch, and PC. Publisher Xbox and developer Mojang and Double 11 have announced Minecraft Dungeons 2 for the following platforms. It will launch in 2026. And then we got a big old trailer. This was at Minecon. It was going on just randomly, and then like, oh wait, here we go. They actually announced a big thing here. I played the first Minecraft Dungeons when it came out with my friends, and we beat it in one night.
Oh,
So like that's my experience with that game. I don't really have much desire to go to Minecraft Dungeons 2, but hey, this is pretty cool. I will say though, it's fucked up my prediction because I thought the Minecraft card game would be happening. So I don't think that's gonna get announced anytime soon.
yeah, and like I don't know, this was the most obvious. I think it was even like, haven't there been rumors already that this
Yeah, there
was
were
in the
leaks, I
works?
think.
Yeah, so I mean, again, weird that you know outside, like it makes sense that it was announced at Minecon, but in the grand scheme of like announcement timing, a little weird. But I mean, the people on Minecon are probably going to be the core demographic anyway. I never played the first
Yeah,
one. I heard good things. I'm not
I, that,
exactly
it's very like it's baby's first Diablo. It's very
right.
mediocre.
Exactly. So it's like, I mean, if it for some reason blows people away, I'd be down. But yeah, I'm just glad there's like another one, and I really like that Mojang keeps doing these spin-off games because it really is like Pokemon in a way where it's like, yeah, we're getting all these different like types of genres of games with the Minecraft IP.
Mm-hmm. Spin-offs
So
and whatnot.
right, so I'm
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
it's cool. We're not touching this. we got to be real. Let's just say like out loud. It's like we're never playing this game. Uh, moving into our reviews of the week. I want to get through these interesting ones. The big one, of course, Bob, is good old Crimson Desert, a game me and Bench were highly anticipating. Uh, very much a game. If you remember me saying this, I think it was during the Fantasy Critic. I was of the mind is like this game is either going to get a 67 or it's going to get a 91. It'll
Yep.
either get really high or really low. And I was kind of wrong. It got in the middle,
Yep.
around 79. Sitting at right now at Open Critic. It was originally at 77, so it went up a couple points. PC Gamer gave it an 80 out of 100. Eurogamer a 3 out of 5. The Gamer 4 out of 5. GameSpot 7 out of 10. I think IGN gave it a 6 out of 10.
Yes.
Uh, so very much a lot of people are actually really really high on this. I saw Paul Tassi at Forbes loved it. He gave it like a 9.5. And then I see a lot of people who are extremely down on it, and they were like, "Nah, I did not like this game." And I remember one tweet of good old Jake Baldino, awesome guy. He does game rinks and whatnot, and he put out, yeah, after the first 8 hours, I really did not like Crimson Desert, but then after that, and you know what I remembered, Bob, was when that happened with Starfield. And we were
Mm.
like, after the first 8 hours, Starfield really opens up. It's like, that is way too much time to put into a game. And guess what? After 8 hours, it still sucks. So I'm like, I don't trust you guys anymore when you say after 8 hours.
Well, it's funny you say 8 because I heard people saying, yeah, after 20 hours it finally starts to be
That's
fun.
a
I'm like,
whole ass
20
game.
hours? What are we doing?
That's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm still interested in trying this game out. I do love my big open world games. From what I've heard, the big thing is the exploration's really cool. There's a lot of like really interesting elements. It's fun to fuck around in this world, but the controls are dog shit and the story is non-existent. I don't care about the story, whatever. The controls being dog shit is pretty unfortunate because I really do value good controlling video games. I always think about like Sekiro. It's like the reason that game works so immaculately is because the controls just like make you enter a flow state and you don't even think about pressing the buttons anymore. Crimson Desert, from everything I saw, it's like, yeah, you're very much thinking about pressing the buttons because there's just ridiculous, insane button combinations that you have to finagle around with just to be able to like sprint or something, which is just I don't know why we're doing
Yeah,
this still. Now, granted, I say that this is an MMO developer, so you understand why there's so many different like button combinations. But it's also like, come on, guys, you're making a single player game. You got to streamline some of these things down a bit. The reaction to these reviews, Bob, and this game in general, Jesus Christ, man, it's
it's
been
crazy.
so busy, very aggressive on a lot of people's different timelines to the point where I'm sitting here, I'm just like, guys, we gotta calm down. Let's just slow it down a bit.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting week following this game because I will say I kind of got on the hype train a little bit with you guys leading up the
Mm-hmm.
launch, and then I don't know, I just kind of like started to get a little bit hesitant again as we got closer, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. Wolf, real quick, how do you get if you had to guess how you open the map in this game? What button would you press?
Well, a normal game would be the touchpad, but I assume that's not
Yeah.
the case.
No, that is not the case. The touchpad in this game, or I think whatever the map button normally would be in this game, changes your perspective from first person to third person because
There's
clearly
first person.
I need to constantly change my perspective in the middle of the
That's a
game.
Bethesda thing. They definitely took that from Bethesda because that's how you change your perspective in like Skyrim.
So yeah, and yes, there is a first person. No, to open your map in this game, I believe you have to hold either a trigger or a bumper, and then a radial wheel comes up, and then you have to click whatever button corresponds to the map. Very, very,
My favorite radial
fluid,
wheels.
very fluid and recognizable. Patterns to open the menu. But like I said, or like you said, it is an MMO dev, and I think that is very clear by the game design, where it's like there are so many different things you can do. They all might be a foot deep in complexity and depth,
It's
but
the
there's
very
a
simple
million
quest
things
design.
you can do, and so I think it's going to appeal to a certain type of gamer. And, if you want a huge open world experience and you don't have anything calling to you, this might be something that interests you. And to their credit, they have already been putting out some like well needed updates, little patches where the waypoints apparently used to just be in random places. Like they wouldn't be in cities. So if you wanted to fast travel back to a city, you would have to fast travel back to the middle of nowhere, climb a mountain, and then get to the city because that was the closest waypoint. And it's like, what are we doing? So they
That's
changed
insane.
that. So that's good. And then I think there was like no chests to store stuff originally, and they added that. So to me, it just seems like, you know what, Steam Winter Sale at the end of the year, they will make the
There's gonna be a theme
necessary
song.
updates to that make the game enjoyable and fun. And maybe then I'll give it a shot. It just really the common thing I got between a lot of the reviewers I trust is it clearly wants to be Red Dead, it wants to be Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, it wants to be The Witcher, it wants to be Assassin's Creed. It doesn't actually understand how to be those games. It's like it's
Yeah,
looking like it's
a
like
lot of
it's
pot
try
stuff in the pot.
yeah, it's like you're trying to trace over what they did instead of understanding the drawing behind it and recreating it. They just kind of like copied the homework and be like, yeah, no, that's what Breath of the Wild is, right? We have Ultra Hand, or we have kind of a story quest structure like Witcher, but they didn't actually understand like
Yeah.
why the intent behind all of those decisions that those games made. They kind of were just like, okay, no, do this and let's move on. And so I think at the end of the day, it probably won't speak to me because of that, but I am not
There's a
willing
chance.
I'm not willing to rule it out. I would like to check out this game when it's on sale, and I'm really curious to see how the um, discourse is going to evolve, because I think you're very quickly going to find, people are going to tune out. It's no longer going to be, the champion of every fucking gamer for some reason, or in the limelight. So it's like, all right, the sickos who actually play and beat this game that aren't game reviewers, like how are they going to react to this game? Are the updates going to be big enough to where it's something that is worth checking out later in the year? Because we saw it with Outlaws. Once they put in those updates, it was good. Honestly, weirdly enough, Wolf, you know what game this made me want to go back and play?
What's up?
Dragon's Dogma 2, because I'm like, you know what?
A
That game got
lot of
all the
people are
updates,
talking about Dragon's Dogma 2, yeah. It's
and
like
so
Dragon's Dogma 2 is way better than this.
yeah, I think I just think it's gonna be a wait and see.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of with you. I'm just like willing to wait. Um I do think something that substantially lowered my interest with so many reviewers were talking about. The combat's very much like Assassin's Creed, and I'm like, oh, I hate Assassin's Creed. So that's such a massive turnoff for me.
Yeah.
Uh, which I don't know. I always there were some people who told me it was just like, are you disappointed in the review scores? This game you were hyped for, and it's this low. First of all, this low, it's a 79. Okay, let's calm down a bit. And also, dude, after Starfield, I feel nothing. I feel nothing if like a game I'm excited for is reviewed lower than I expected. It's just whatever to me anymore.
Yeah.
I dealt with it with all these games, and guess what? I still have fun with them, but not Starfield. God no. But like I remember when Night Rain got its reviews, and people were like, "Oh, look, it's in the 70s. Wolf got excited," and it's like, no, I still like the game a lot. It's just whatever, man. I'm gonna enjoy the games I enjoy.
Yeah. I'm used to games disappointing me, so you know what? It's okay.
What's up?
I'm used to games disappointing me, so it's okay.
Oh, dude, yeah. No, I mean, listen, dude. True excitement for a game is something like a GTA 6 for me. So if that game disappoints, then I'll be depressed. But like, Crimson Desert, like, I was excited for this game, but I'm also like, oh no, it reviewed lowly. Oh, okay. Like, it doesn't change my life. I do want to also point out, they did put up Crimson Desert has sold 2 million copies. So already 2 million, and that was like when the game came out, like the day of. Do you think like I saw numbers going around of theories and predictions of like 8 to 10 million or something? Do you think it hits some numbers like that eventually, or like by end of year? Or like, what do you think like the sales trajectory of this is?
I think it very well could hit 8. I don't know if it'll hit all the way to 10, but I think it's going to be a slower burn of like, all right, they got their big number at launch, but now that impressions and opinions have come out, it has scared away a decent amount of people. But I think at the end of the day, this one has broken containment a little bit, which I think is why the discourse has become as insufferable as it is. But the fact that it broke containment means there's going to be people that see this, know nothing about it, and like, this looks cool as shit. I'm going to buy this game. And I think that kind of, or just people who are like, I have nothing to play. And you know what? Even though it wasn't perfect, Crimson Desert does look interesting and I want a big open world. So I can easily see this, getting near the 10 million mark. I just don't know if it'll actually hit it.
Moving on to our next thing, Screamer got reviews. Now, here's the thing, Buff. I only put this because I think you're excited about this. It's got an 81.
I was
Open
scared you weren't going to put it in because it came out today, and I was going to have to bring it up. So I'm so happy you caught this.
Well, I'm just like, I don't know. I kept hearing things about it, so I'm like, oh, this seems like a bop thing. Sitting out at 81. Lots of 8s, lots of 7s. Push Square gave it an 8 out of 10. Niche Gamer a 6 out of 10. Kind of rough there. Tech Raptor 9.5 out of 10. People seem to be positive on it. I see an IGN Italy, but not an IGN like proper, which is very funny. So shout out to IGN Italy, gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Bob, how are you feeling about this game?
I'm really excited because I think it's very easy for arcade racers that are not, well, even Need for Speed doesn't necessarily rate that highly anymore. Like, what was Need for Speed Unbound? Hold on, I'm looking it up real quick.
Yeah, look it up.
Like yeah, it has a 75. So
Okay, so a little
81
higher than
is
that.
actually pretty good for arcade racers not named Forza Horizon
Of
in
course.
this day and age. And I think what a lot of the reviews are saying is that they took a really big swing at trying to add a story, like a meaningful story, and it gives you enough time to get used to the mechanics, and then the mechanics really actually like keep you engaged, and they kind of bounce off of each other. So and also I will say I was listening to one of the kind of funny episodes. I think it was the Colin episode, and Blessing
Mhm.
very discreetly, without breaking embargo, had a hot take about racing games, but he can't say it just yet. And I think he also
Uh-oh.
really likes this game based on how he was talking about it. I have a feeling his hot take's going to be this game's better than Forza. So and it could be anything,
I
but I
doubt
think
that.
I don't know, man. Granted, he's been hyping up this game, but like he's clearly played it and seems still really excited about it. So I'm very curious to see what he has to say. But yeah, I
Your
will
hot
be.
take. I thought this game was ass.
Yeah.
It's just like, ah, damn.
So yeah, I'm still really excited. I think it comes out the 26th, so that is Thursday. I will definitely be picking this up day one. I'm really excited to kind of dive into it and see what's there.
Hell yeah, man. Speaking of games coming out, I do want to get to our topic. We don't need to spend too much on this, but I thought, this is as good a time as any to talk about games coming out in Q2 of 2026, April, May, and June, next 3 months of the year. I'll ask you just right off the top, Bop, is there anything in particular that you're fiending at the bit for? I know one in particular, but like anything else?
Yeah, and actually, I use releases. So what is on my? Oh, I'm
I mean,
not.
I'll go. I was gonna go over
Yeah,
them
you
one
go
by one,
first.
but
Oh, okay.
just
Um,
like overall like expectations thinking about it off the top of your head.
there's
Because I think it's
not
gonna be
a
really strong.
whole. Oh wait, no, wait. Forza's in this quarter. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say, yeah, there are a few really good ones, but I think this is going to be a lot of like solid quantity, where it's like
That's
there's
fair. Yeah.
there's a lot of good games that might not be like the hype of like a Crimson Desert or a Resident Evil outside of maybe Forza, but like I think there's going to be a lot of things that hit. Um,
Yeah, the mid '80s type thing, or
yeah,
like
and
low to mid
because
'80s, where
because
people are
looking
very.
at what I have, tracking to release, there's a lot of good stuff that I'm excited. Excuse me, excited for in here.
Yeah, I mean, let's go over it real quick. Shout out March 26th because it's not end of March yet when we're recording. It's March 22nd. There's Screamer, of course, as you were talking about earlier, and then Life is Strange Reunion, which neither of us give a shit about. So let's just skip
Nope.
that. Super Mario Brothers Wonder is getting that Switch 2 update, which I don't know how to feel about. It seems like it's mostly a multiplayer thing. I'm interested in what the single player stuff is, but like, I don't know, man. I don't play 2D Mario for multiplayer. I play it to play 10 out of 10 platformers. Um, so I want to know what the single player stuff for that is. And then nothing else that seems interesting for March 26th. March 27th, that Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection, which I'm actually really intrigued by, but also have no real interest because I haven't played the Battle Network or Star Force games. And then at the end of the month, South of Midnight is coming to Switch 2 and PlayStation 5. Bob, do you feel like they just haven't been advertising this at all? Like
Yes.
that it's coming to other platforms?
Yes. I think we saw like one announcement and that's it. Hopefully they kind of like do a big like, hey, this released today. It won a
Mhm.
game award. Like you guys should really go play this game because it's really fucking cool. Because like I just remember being so hesitant on Compulsion, and then after playing this game, I'm like, no, these guys have juice, and they make really interesting. Even if it wasn't perfect, they make really interesting, compelling games. So I'm
Mhm.
hoping for the best for this team.
We move into April. We got Darwin's
Oh, hold on,
Paradox.
hold on.
Oh, what's up? What I miss?
Very important. March 31st, the Game Chat open access period ends for Nintendo Switch 2. So starting on
Shit!
April 1st, if you don't have a Nintendo Switch online subscription, you can no longer use the C button on your Nintendo Switch 2.
I mean, well, now what, Bob? What are we gonna do?
I don't
Our
know.
Mario Kart sessions are ruined.
I don't know, man.
We played it
Sell
once.
it. We got to sell them.
We have a problem of like, let's get together to play a game. We play it once, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
we did our due diligence. I get too scared to ask you, so I'm like, yeah, he's probably busy, so I just don't ask.
Granted, I haven't been playing a lot of Overwatch, but I do want to get back into Overwatch too.
Oh,
Because
I
that
get
is
you. I
the
get you.
one game that me and you consistently can at least play in.
We're always playing. Oh my god, I'm fucking addicted. Okay, get back to the real releases though. On April 2nd is Darwin's Paradox, a game I'm really excited for. It's that Konami published octopus puzzle game. I have the demo installed. I haven't played it yet because I keep forgetting about it, but I do want to check it out because it is like a Metal Gear collab demo. But from everything I've heard about like people who played it, it's like this game's pretty awesome. So very excited for that.
I think that's another
Uh,
like, yeah, not overly hype, but I think is going to be a very solid release.
oh, you want to talk about overly hype? I mean, I Am Jesus Christ releases on the same day.
Shit.
It's like, what are we gonna do? We're
We gotta
running
go
out of
get
time.
Jesus.
we gotta save him. Uh, April 7th, as we already talked about, Starfield's coming to PS5. And then April, I'm trying to weed through to make sure I don't waste time on any of
I
these.
will. I want to bring up April 8th, Samson, a Tindleston story. I forget what this is like, what IP this is tied to, because I believe it's tied to an IP.
Mhm.
But these are like a lot of the same devs that made Mad Max back in like
Oh, nice.
2016. And now it's just like kind of more of like a crime boss style. I think you're like in New Jersey or something. It's kind of a little GTA coded in that way.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
And they put out like a 10-minute like gameplay trailer a couple weeks ago, and I was immediately sold because it really is Mad Max with a new like coat of paint on it. Don't care, looks amazing. Loved Mad Max. I think having it in like a normal like just kind of neighborhood setting, I think makes it look cool. So I am definitely gonna
Mhm.
check this game out.
Yeah, I especially love that studio, specific Avalanche. I'm a
Hmm.
huge Avalanche fan, so that's something I definitely want to keep my eye out for. But the releases start really steamrolling on April 14th, which replaced event. This better be when it comes out, because God knows they've been really milking the release date for this fucking game. Seems like this has the last delay. This game is finally going to release. I will be honest with you, Bob. I have zero interest. I just don't really trust it. Not I don't trust it, but I just there hasn't been anything to really sell me other than wow, the pixel art's really good. So I'm hoping that reviews are like, wait, no, actually, this is a really interesting game. Like, forgetting about the art style, like what it's doing is very fascinating.
Same.
Moving to April 16th, we got Mouse PI for Hire. Hey man, looks really cool. I will say I had some skepticism about the kind of openness of it, but looking more into it, it's like, nah, I don't think it's gonna be that crazy. It's not gonna like ruin the game. And I do love my boomer shooters, and I love this art style.
Yeah, I think this is another one kind of up there with it's actually the same exact thing as Replace. It's like cool. I don't know really how much I'm going to like this game outside of it's got a really cool art style. So I'm waiting to
Yeah.
see reviews to see if it's like actually something I'll be interested in.
And then April 17th is another game I'm extremely excited for. Is Pragmata, Capcom release. Very, very interested in this one. I love Capcom. They've been on such a roll, and I do really just dig father-daughter stories. And it seems like it's going to be about a guy and his adopted android daughter, and I'm just going to cry, and I'm going to love it so dearly. I I have a lot of faith. I think Capcom's in a strong position. Everyone who's played it has loved it. I'm ready. I'm going to play this most likely day one.
Yeah, another game I'm really looking into reviews for. I should just go and play the demo. I am
Yes,
very
I should too.
interested in it.
Uh,
Also, you real quick going back to April 16th, Tomodachi Life also
oh,
comes out
I
April
don't know why
16th.
it had the smaller thing, so I didn't see it there. Okay, thanks for catching that. Yeah, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, April 16th. I'm not a life sim guy, so I don't know how into this. Also, with Pokopia, I'm just like, well, if I'm gonna play one, I'm gonna play that. But
That's where I'm
uh,
like, Procopia kind of like ruined me playing any other kind of similar-esque style game like that for a while.
it does look very cute and charming, and I'm definitely gonna watch a lot of people play because it's gonna be a very like stories game where it's like, yo, look
Yeah.
what happened to my island. Look at what Michael Jackson said to Bill Cosby. I could have chosen any other celebrity. Why did I say Bill Cosby? There's so many other people I could have chosen. But
Like Bill
yeah,
Clinton, wait.
no, yeah. You know what? We're running out. We're running out of people to say. Moving on to April 21st, we got my game of the year, Vampire Crawlers.
Hell yeah.
It got like a release date randomly,
It
but
did,
I'm
yeah.
very happy because I fucking love Vampire Survivors, and this is basically a hey, we're gonna do Vampire Survivors and make it into a card game like Slay the Spire. It looks so much fucking fun, or it looks like so much fun. I can't wait. Uh, I feel like I really want to see more of it. I feel like they don't really ever show what this game's like loop is gonna be. I don't know. Maybe they released a trailer and I just missed it, like a big like kind of overview. But that's kind of what I'm really hoping for, just to like really see what the like moment to moment's gonna be. But otherwise, it does look really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if not, they did have a Steam demo for Next Fest or whatever, and I played it, and so I kind of understand the loop and am very excited for it. It's a little hard to explain, but it is a lot. Even though it's a slightly different genre, you very quickly are like, no, this is still weirdly enough Vampire Survivors at the end of the day. Like it feels very similar, even though it's a different genre. So I would say just like watch like a YouTube video of like someone playing it, and maybe skip like 2 hours in to where they're doing like longer runs, and you can kind of see
Okay.
what because it's very, I think you pick up on it very quickly.
Of course, yeah.
And yeah, like I said, I like the demo, and I'm very looking forward to this one coming out.
April 22nd is a very funny day. So we have Tides of Tomorrow, which I know is done by the guys who did Road 96. It's kind of like a multiplayer-esque single player game. I don't know too much about it, but I know a lot of people were pretty like intrigued by it. They had like a state of play trailer. I don't know if you have much to say about it though, Bob.
I do not.
And then we also have on the same day, clearly a lot to say. We have on the same day Masters of Albion. Good old Peter Molyneux is back in business, buddy.
Good lord.
I I have to imagine. Do you ever think about how like this game has got no real marketing since like the whole like Albion debate?
Yeah, they probably blew their budget on getting sued.
Honestly, at this point, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that game, but we'll see. And then we have just want to shout this one out, Clockwork Ambrosia. This looked like a really cool Metroidvania, like 2D game, or that type of thing, like kind of like Contra and Metroidvania. I was interested in this a while back. I didn't realize it was coming out so soon, so that's definitely something I want to keep an eye out because I'm actually really excited for that game.
Nice.
Then we get to April 23rd, where there's nothing. Then,
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. What did I
I'm
miss?
seeing a big 4-letter word called kiln that comes out on
Oh
April
my
23rd. We're making pots, boys.
dude, I this game I've never heard of, Outbound, is apparently more anticipated than Kiln, according to the release.
Yeah, you really gotta like sift through the titles
Yeah,
just to make
that's on me.
sure. It's so funny.
It's just
how they
randomly
decide
killed.
it.
I have zero faith in this game. Not to be mean,
Yeah,
because
I
like
know.
it's a cool idea. I love Double Fine doing weird shit, but like I don't know, man.
I'm
Just
gonna download it and play it for a night and give them the player number, and I cannot promise playing it anymore after that.
Just go make Banjo, man. Come on. I don't want this. I'm gonna complain. I hate game developers. Going to April 28th, we have a Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred, that big expansion. I know I've been getting a lot of hype. Not much to say for us though, because we are not Diablo players. And then April 30th is the big release, Invincible Versus, which I didn't actually realize was coming out on the same day. But also the big one is Saros. Bob, this is going to be in your top 5 for the end of the year, so I'm curious how you're feeling about this game now.
Well, I didn't realize it releases on the same day as Winx Club The Magic is Back, so unfortunately it's going to
that's
have
rough.
to take a back seat until I beat that game. But after I beat that game, yeah, no, Saros, I've played a decent amount of Returnal. I really like the loop. It's just, it takes forever to get through one run. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I haven't been able to dedicate the time, because like I know I can pause and stuff and come back to it, but
You don't want to
it's
leave it
tough.
like that.
Yeah, it's tough. So I want to get back to it a little bit. I gotta clean up a couple things, but I got 39 days as of time of recording, so I should be in a good spot by the time Sorrows comes out. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you got
I'm
more than
still
enough
looking
time
forward
to.
to it.
You got more than enough time to finish Returnal. Yeah, I can't wait for this. I adore Returnal. It's one of my favorite PS5 gen games, and this just looks to improve upon everything that was already so immaculately made in Returnal, specifically in the ways of progression and creating more. I don't want to say streamlined, but just stronger progression that makes more sense. And God, that game is gorgeous. Saros looks really, really pretty. I think Housemarque is definitely one of Sony's best studios. And at the rate of they're closing down their studios, it might be one of their last studios. Who knows? But I'm very excited for this game.
Cannot wait. April 30th both feels very far, but also I didn't realize it's like, damn, that's a month. Like
Yep.
this year has already felt like a flash in the pan for me.
Mhm.
We also had Invincible versus. I do want to shout out. It does look pretty interesting. Maximilian Dude's been hyping it up a lot. Not one I think I'll get into, but I'm actually curious to see more of it because I do love Invincible. That's a great show.
Winx Club is
and then,
also a great show.
what's up?
Winx Club.
Oh my god!
I'm honestly surprised that's still around, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's like a cartoon from like 20 years ago.
It had a reboot around like the 2010s, I think. I remember like my cousin watching it, and I watched it with her for a bit, and I'm like, we gotta get you something else, girl. I probably have a Pokemon Blu-ray you can watch instead. Like, let's get you on some real shit. Because come on, man.
It ran from 2004 to 2019. That's crazy.
The fact that it ran from that long, what's more surprising is it's getting a game
In 2026.
Hey, you know what, Winx Club fans? There you go.
Stand up.
Uh, Estimated April at this moment is Pokemon Champions. Now, Bob, I think we are both very intrigued by this game of what it could be, but we're also a little like, where's the monkey's paw? There's something about this, and I've said this for a while. Of if this is Pokemon Showdown, basically just like straight up, I can't wait. I feel like it's gonna be something about it that's really annoying, specifically in how you obtain new Pokemon to train and do everything with. And I'm very curious how they're gonna handle it, especially with monetization, as this is a free video game.
Yeah, I like I've never been the competitive battle, like go online and like, do a
Oh yeah, we're
showdown or
definitely there.
something.
I love that shit. That's my shit.
Yeah, so like honestly, I could not care about the launch of this game, but I
This
will
guy
be
thinks
curious.
Pokemon are friends. No, dude, they're
Yeah,
tools
we're
to
all
battle.
like raising a village together. There's not even combat in Pokepia, so it's like, what are
It
we
is funny how
doing?
they're coming out within a month of each other, just very different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, I mean, I hope it does well, and I hope it's not like really shitty monetization or shitty practices, and it comes out and people like it. Because yeah, I mean, it'll be nice to have a more standardized and accessible like battler that can actually use Pokemon Home and all that stuff.
We get over to May, and we start with May 7th with Mixtape. Neither of us, I think, have anything to say about this. It just looks too. I hate millennials. That's kind of my big thing. So it just doesn't look like my thing. And May 12th, we got Directive 8020. There's a big bop game. You love your horror games, famously.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, we go to May 15th, and we have Forza Horizon 6. Bob, take it
Well,
away. This is all you, man.
15th is when the early access launches. 19th is when like
Oh, okay.
most
Thanks,
people will play the
releases.com.
game.
Well, I guess
No,
that
yeah,
is its release date then.
it's because I think this is like user submitted to an extent. Because if you notice, there was 2 mouse PIs for some reason, so I think they were just like, well, technically it is the premium edition, but either way, yeah, we're what 50 because
On my birthday.
I will be buying the premium edition. But yeah, 54 days, 2 months out. Could not be more excited. There's really not much else to say other than like just give
Yeah, it's
me the
Forza.
game
Like,
already.
you know
Like
what you're doing.
and I just can't wait to explore and see what this game has to offer.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm very excited for you because
Thank
it
you.
does. It looks gorgeous. I will give it that, and especially like I love the Japanese setting. Bench is apparently sold on it. He will be picking it up.
Yeah, he'll still be
Uh,
playing Starfield, so he won't have time.
yeah. Famously, he also dropped Crimson Desert after like 2 days. So, moving into May 21st, we got Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. I talked about this last week, Bob. When they released the trailer, giving it its release day and all. I think this game looks gorgeous, like all the Yoshi games do. But I'm not a fan of the direction of the Yoshi games. They just very kind of, for lack of a better term, babyified, very simplistic, not a lot going for them.
I would like more Yoshi's Island, where they did very much kind of respect your intelligence. I don't want to be like that guy where it's like, oh, back in my day. But I think about that original Yoshi's Island and like how well designed that game is, and it just feels like the newer ones are like, no, this is the franchise for the children, the small kids, the toddlers, that type of stuff. It's just a little unfortunate, but the game is gorgeous. Apparently, it's part of the Super Mario 40th anniversary. I guess it just counts as part of that. Sure. I am intrigued to see the reviews when it comes out.
Give Yoshi a gun.
We got to give him a gun. You're 100% right.
We got to give him a gun. But honestly, like, yeah, there needs to be, in the same way that even Kirby, I don't think was not dumbed down, but like
it was dumbed down for a little bit. There was a time where like Kirby was like very simple.
Yoshi needs its Forgotten World or Mysterious Land or whatever the hell.
Forgotten Land. I mean, even that's the thing, bro. Even before that, like Kirby Planet Robobot was like, wait, they actually care, and they're like not babyifying, and then they went back to babyifying with Star Allies, and it's like that back and forth. But Forgotten Land was such a great way of bringing Kirby back to like what it truly was, which was, hey, this is not for babies, this is not for toddlers, this is for everyone, and that's what made that game so good. And I would like, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is like, this is for everyone. Anyone can play this, and we'll have a good ass time playing it. And then moving on to May 22nd, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. This is a game that Dark is very excited for. Very much a Lego Arkham game, basically. I'm excited for it. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up immediately, but damn, does it look extremely impressive considering, like, I feel like Lego games have been kind of shit lately, so, like, this just comparatively looks way more interesting than any of them.
It looks really good. My only hesitancy is I was so disappointed by the Skywalker saga that I am a little concerned about the execution, but I will definitely want to check this game out by the end of the year because I love the Arkham games, and so a Lego collection of that just sounds awesome.
You're a Batman fan, right? You're a real one?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I gotta talk to Fusion and Bench, who are Batman haters, and I'm like, you guys are stupid.
Honestly, if I'm being real, like Batman is probably like I've never really thought about who my favorite superhero is, but it's probably
he's easily
Batman.
mine. Yeah,
like,
easily. Especially the Nolan movies. Oh my god.
Oh, 100%. Because like I don't have a connection. Like like seeing Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man trailer breaking the GTA 6 records blows my mind. So like, who gives a shit about Spider-Man? Sorry.
Okay,
like
say that.
Like
I like Spider-Man. So.
I like him, but like there's so much of him. Like we don't need this much Spider-Man content. Like I like the Spider-Verse movies. I like Tom Holland. I like Tobey Maguire. I even watched the Andrew Garfield ones, but it's like I don't know, man. There's so much Spider-Man.
I think it's because Spider-Man is like so relatable. So it's like, he's like me, like dealing with like so many impending responsibilities. But it's that idea of like, responsibility is something you have to, like, you can have these powers, but it's like great power comes great responsibility. That whole message, which it affects people, especially at a young age when it feels like the world is like crashing down on them. But Batman, he's just cool, dude. He's so cool.
So cool.
It's like that
Batmobile.
Oh my god! Except in Arkham Knight, that's where it sucked. But otherwise, that's
whoa,
no, Bob, don't do this to me.
You don't tell me. Wait, Knight is Oh wait,
that's the
game.
PS4 one.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, we're good.
Don't worry,
we're good.
We're cool.
We're good.
I was worried. I'm like, because I'm an Arkham Knight hater. I do not like that game.
Neither do I.
God, that Batmobile was so shit. Anyways,
you know it's bad when I defend the Mako and I won't defend that Batmobile.
That's what's crazy to me because I know you love the Mako in Mass Effect 1. The thing that everyone hates, but it's like, oh, but the Batmobile, no. Same day as Lego Batman is Bubsy 4D. Unironically, very, very excited for this game. Looks like a ton of fun. It looks like they're very self-aware. They know it's like this franchise has a shitty history. We're gonna like kind of make fun of it, but also like we're gonna actually make a good game for once, which I'm intrigued by. And I love my 3D platformers. What's up?
I'm happy for my friend.
Hey, you know what? I had that for Forza. I didn't say anything like that.
Yep.
Peace treaty. Moving on to May 27th, 007 First Light, one of the more anticipated games of this quarter. I'm very excited for this game. I played through the Hitman games earlier this year, and I kind of re-upped my excitement. Like now, I'm like, oh man, I really want to play this now. Very much looks like a blend of Hitman and Uncharted, which is a big W for me. I'm just worried about the technical performance, especially with that state of play kind of looked a bit rough. But every trailer since then, it looks substantially better. So I'm very curious to see what this game is like on release.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that I have kind of tuned out of 007 because I love the idea of the Hitman devs making a Bond game, and maybe it'll be a thing where the reviews bring me back in, but as of right now, I'm just kind of like,
You're
sure,
waiting. I get
I
it.
am waiting. I don't know. I just can't. Maybe I need to watch more Bond movies too. I don't have.
Dude, I watched GoldenEye. That's a banger. I need to watch
Yeah.
more of them too. But yeah, GoldenEye is a really good movie. Moving into May 31st. This one's from me and Jack. Super Meat Boy 3D platformer version of Super Meat Boy. Listen, it's a 3D platformer. I'm obviously in. Uh, looks like a ton of fun. I heard there was a demo. I didn't play it, but I heard it was a very strong demo. So very interested in checking this out one. Especially May 31st. I've been noticing, man, there's so many fucking 3D platformers coming out. I feel so amazing. It's a goddamn resurgence for me. It's bad for you, Bob, because you hate them. You hate fun video games. But for me, I'm feeling very, very good.
I will be. I fucked with the original Super Meat Boy, so I will definitely want to try this game out. How fast I rage quit is up for debate, but I do love Super Meat Boy, so I definitely want to check this out.
I don't. I'm very curious what the difficulty of this one is going to be. If they're going to try to harken back to the original game's difficulty or tone it
It's
down.
gotta be.
But I have heard of the demo. It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Um, estimated May. One of the games we talked about, Subnautica 2, which is very funny to think about. It's like, oh, that's apparently supposed to come out in May. I watched a lot of the Subnautica. It's not my thing. I don't really like survival games. And I know it's not for you, Bob, because you got to be under the sea and deal with freaky ass monsters. So I
Dude,
think we can.
I played
I
the
hope.
first one for achievements, and that game scared the shit out of me.
Oh yeah. I hope it does well though, just to rub it in Krafton's faces. Rub it in the company's face that's publishing it. Hey, look, the game you published did well. What a shit company, bro. Krafton sucks.
Is is this accurate? It's only coming out for Series X and PC?
Uh, I doubt that. Is it really console exclusive? That'd be weird.
Yeah, right? Like I'm looking at them like that does not make sense.
I guess can you look it up while I pull up the next game?
Yeah.
I bet you it has a PS5 version. Summer Game Fest is happening on June 6th. So shout out to that. I'm glad that's on releases.com. Very funny. June seems to be a bit quieter right now. I assume we're gonna get more stuff as like the year goes on. Right now, June 17th is Dench Attack. This is that game where you play as a fucking train. Looks very
To
cool,
get
but it also
demo.
looks as cool as it looks. It does look kind of one note. So I'm curious to see if it expands beyond that.
Real quick, going back to Subnautica 2, it's because it's releasing in early access, which makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah. And PlayStation doesn't do early access. Okay, that makes sense.
And also to going back to June 4th, Calx is a game I have on here that I'm looking forward to. It's a little bit of like a cell shaded action adventure game. It looks really neat. So I will be keeping an eye on that one. CALX.
Oh, okay, yeah. They look cool. Yeah, you're right. June 18th, we have The Adventures of Elliot: The Millennium Tales. This game, this game's been kind of getting beat up on by a lot of people, weirdly enough, which is
Really?
surprising to me because I'm like, this looks awesome. It looks like basically just an HD 2D Zelda game, which I love HD 2D and I love Zelda. So I'm very curious to see what it kind of gets reviewed. I think Team Asano in these games have consistently done very well, so I have zero reason to doubt this other than people hating the guy's hat or something. Also, the place being called Philadelphia, which, yeah, sure, that's fair.
Was it Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, Philadelphia, and it's like, okay, well.
Let me go get a Philly cheesesteak. I am still excited for it though. I think it looks good.
Yeah. And then right now, estimated Q2. I think this was from a like financial thing. Control Resonant. I heavily doubt that it comes out this year, mostly because my fantasy critic. But otherwise, yep, looks like it's gonna be probably coming out this year. Sitting at Q2. I'm excited for this game. I'm just very interested in what the combat's gonna feel like because this feels like Remedy's first time doing a melee combat, and I'll be honest, I don't think they're good at the shooting combat. So I'm wondering if that's gonna help them at any point.
Yeah. I never played Control, the original, and honestly, the closer we get to Resonant, the more I want to at least like check it out. I
It's a cool
continue
game.
to be impressed by every time this game shows up. I did not know that it was supposed to be estimated Q2. I think that would be absolutely insane if this game all of a sudden releases in June. I do think it'll release by the end of the year, but Q2 seemed a little quick. But if it does, holy shit, that would rule.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I hope not, because I really need the my fantasy critic decision to not be stupid.
No, that's
Because
okay. Let's have that game released.
man, listen, we're in March. We still don't know anything about Dustbloods, and I'm like, huh. Now my thing is like, is that even coming out this year? Because that would really stink. And I want to have one up on Fusion, bro. His pessimism been on me, man. I gotta win. But yeah, that's everything coming out. Like you were saying, Bob, I do agree with you. It just seems to be like a quarter of a lot of really quantity, a lot of shit to play. But I don't think anything's gonna like come out. It's like this is a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Like, oh, everyone's saying this is a GOATY contender type game.
Well, outside of Forza Horizon 6.
Oh yeah, I'm Forza. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And Bubsy 40.
Yes.
Let's talk about what we've been playing, Bob. You're Mr. Pokemon over here, as from what I'm seeing. You know, biggest hater turned out to be a liar.
Turns out I have a Stockholm syndrome relationship with this franchise.
Hey man, that was me with Far Cry, so I get it. I want to talk about Pokopia especially. So I'm very, very curious because I keep wavering on it, man. I keep going like, but I don't like this genre. Oh, but it looks so cute. It looks
Oh,
fun.
you haven't started or bought it or anything?
No. I'm like debating so hard. You know, it's that thing of also like, oh, I'll wait for Crimson Desert to come out. And after the reviews, I'm like, never mind. So now it's like Pokopia kind of is open to me, and I'm just debating so hard. I'm like, as someone who does not like life sim games, if I'm gonna dig it.
So give me your what makes it look interesting and what you're afraid you won't like about it.
I'll put it this way: I really love Animal Crossing. I
Okay.
love New Leaf because I like interacting with the villagers and kind of like going doing my daily tasks, messing around with the like town and stuff. But I didn't like New Horizons because I hated the building, and I don't want to
Okay.
be creative. I don't want to like build houses and city streets and whatnot. I just want to hang out with my people and do like have fun dialogue conversations with them.
Okay. So, yeah, I have been playing a lot of Pokopia. I think at this point I'm either 30 or 40 hours in, which is still not a
That's
lot
crazy.
compared to the freaking diehards. Oh my God, there are some people who are no lifing this game, which, hey, I mean, I get it.
Hey, respect,
Trust me,
respect.
I get it. But yeah, I kind of went into this, very famously when the trailer first came out. I'm like, oh, this is such a lame, like
Yeah.
soulless Animal Crossing ripoff. It's not going to be any good. Like, I was totally poo-pooing it. And then it turns out it was made by the Dragon Quest Builders team. And hey, those guys are really good at making these kinds of
Apparently,
games.
man, they're really good
Um,
at it.
yeah, so I was like, all right, screw it. I clearly have to try this out because I'm kind of with you, Wolf, where these kind of games aren't really my thing. I upon like because I've been thinking about it as I've been playing this game. Um, like I think back to the kind of the titans of the genre that it's comparing itself to, right? And I think about Animal Crossing, and the more I get separated from 2020, the more I realize I only played that game because we were in a pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Because I just don't ever have interest to going back to that game. I hated how you only had a certain amount of things you could do in each real world day, which is fine, and it kind of forces you to stick with it over time. But like, if I want to binge something without time traveling, let me just binge it. Like, I
Yeah.
stop getting in my way, right? And then I think about Stardew, because that's another game I never really beat it, but I at least got one of my uh, runs. I got like 2 years in, so I was pretty close. Um, and with that game, it's a lot of fun, but I think what bothered me is like the limitations of like your stamina, and you really were like stuck. Like you could only do so many certain things in a day, and there's a lot of like hats to juggle, which can be fun, but it doesn't like it's not the same as like focusing on one task and going to the next one. I think it's more of a thing of like, it keeps there's just too much to juggle and you start to forget things and then it kind of falls
Yeah.
apart a little bit for me unless you like, and yes, you can automate a lot of it, but either way, I never totally clicked with that game, even though I do like and respect it and the music's amazing. So where Pocopia falls in that spectrum is that this game really speaks to me because you have the elements of clearly Animal Crossing, where it's like you have this town, you're building it up. I mean, spoiler, you already know this. There's multiple areas, right? So you're doing this in a couple different areas. And um, you're doing these small simple tasks and they start to grow and grow and grow, and then you're just constantly moving from one thing to the next. You're meeting new Pokemon, you're finding new abilities, you're figuring out ways to kind of like solve the problems that each area faces. And then you'll hit a point where it's like, all right, that's it, let's move on to the next place. Now you can stay in that place and like actually build it back up. But you could just keep beelining it. And really that's what I like about this game, is that you can there's always something to do. So um a lot of we'll call them prefab homes, right? So it's like there's
Mhm.
like a building kit where it's like, hey, you have no creativity, fine, here's a template cookie cutter house. You just have to go find the materials for it, find the Pokemon to build it, and it'll be done tomorrow, like in real world time tomorrow. And it's like, okay, I'll go do that. And you're like, oh, well, all my Pokemon are kind of being used building this up. Oh, wait a second, I can go over here and I still need to build a habitat for this guy. I need to go help this guy with this thing. And you're like, wait a second. Even though I am waiting for this specific task to be done tomorrow, there are still 15 other things I can go do, or just go explore in general and find new things to discover. And so it just constantly keeps my mind racing. It constantly gives me that carrot on the stick, where it's never too complex and never feels overwhelming. It's just very simple goals that you keep progressing towards. Um, on top of like it's it's actually telling a really interesting story. It's like, yeah, man, why aren't there humans here? What is going on with that?
Very
Like,
much post-apocalyptic.
yeah, like everyone's like, what is going on? And like, can we put the pieces together to figure it out? And then they're just like some really interesting cameos that you would not expect in this game, like Pokemon that, whether they have importance or they're more of an obscure cut, you're just like, I am shocked that this is where, you're coming in, right? Um, and then when it comes to like the city building aspect of it, and I hear you, I do not have a creative bone in my body, and I think that's what annoyed me about Animal Crossing too, is like I'd see all
Mhm.
these people make this cool shit and I'm like,
It made me feel inferior, man. It
yeah,
was
I'm
rough.
like, I don't know. Like I tried to recreate Little Root once and it sucked and it took me 3 weeks and I just wasted all these materials and I wasn't happy with it. And I was like, all right, well, I got nothing else.
And that was like my big problem with New Horizons, especially because it had all those building things, and in Sacrifice, the villagers became so bland and uninteresting. It's like that's the thing I like about Animal Crossing, is talking to these dorks, and you
Yeah,
just completely remove that.
and that is the great thing about Pocopia, is that each Pokemon has their own personality. Like, it's so funny. They'll just like, and you can, there's no voice acting, but like in the text, it's like, all right, this guy has a Jersey accent for some reason. What the fuck's going on with that? Like, this is the last person I'd expect to have this kind of accent. Or like, the certain ways that they all have like their little things that they kind of hone in on, and that makes them all unique and not just like the same 5 voice lines for every single character. And it's also a great thing of it's my favorite trope in these kind of games where it's like you're hard at work working on something, right? You're building something, you're trying to figure something out. And then like, I don't know, Squirtle, because you get him pretty early, so I'll use him. He comes over, he's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, stop what you're doing, stop what you gotta talk to me, you gotta talk to me. And you're like, okay, what? And you go over and talk to him, he's like, hey man, I'm really happy for our friendship, and I found this thing, and I thought of you, and I really hope you enjoy it because this gift means a lot to me to give it to you. And it's like 3 sticks, and you're like, hell yeah, Squirtle! Thank you for
That's
these
awesome.
3 sticks, dog. Like, I love that you think this is something I really care about.
I saw a clip of like someone removing like I don't know, it was like a town well or something. And like all like 5 different Pokemon came around. It's like the town well. God, it's like I'm just moving it, man. You guys can calm down.
Yeah, they are very interactive to a surprising degree. And then there's like really funny voice lines where like, yeah, I think a lot of people keep reciting the Bulbasaur like "Let's get humid." Like
Yeah.
it's
threw up.
right. It's very charming. It's very fun. It's not it's not too, Yoshi coded, I guess, to put it in that term. But it's also still like like trying to kind of play with like interesting story elements that are definitely a little bit above like children comprehension.
Yeah.
And it just slowly keeps adding more and more and more complexity on top of itself, which I'm just continue to be blown away by. So yeah, I cannot get enough of this game. I keep wanting to play it. Oh, that was the one thing I was going to say. The great part about not being creative is that if you clear out enough of these areas, you realize you're not starting on blank canvases. They very much like once you clean everything up and kind of get it back to like, there's no dirt everywhere, there's no mud, like you just have a base canvas to work off of. You're like, "Oh, this is very clearly a land plot to build a house on. Oh, this house has been kind of destroyed, but there's still the foundation and some of the walls and some of the roofings here. So I just have to like find the right blocks and build it recreate it, right? Or like there's this one part with like spoiler, you're going to be working with electricity. And I'm sitting there like, oh, I don't know how I want to structure like the power lines, right? To like run electricity from one place to another. And then I realized, oh, they're all on the ground. Like you can just plop them in and the game kind of already built them for you. You just kind of have to follow it. So I don't have to be that creative. And there's still some things that I will kind of do on my own to where I see fit. But the great thing is if you're not creative, they make it very easy to like figure out, okay, I can put something here and it makes sense within this world or, do whatever. So, or I just got to fill in these blocks and it looks like I made something when really I was just filling in blocks. So yeah, I could not say enough nice things about Pacopia. It's been fantastic. It's worth the money. Like you want to talk about being lost in 100-hour game, it's Pacopia because I just don't like I am in the 3rd world. I don't know how many worlds there are. I want to say there's 5, but I really don't know. And I still and I talked to my friend last night who was also playing. He's like, no, you really should build up because there's like levels to your environments. I think it's like 1 to 10. It might be 1 to 20.
Yeah.
And I only got to 5 and then moved to the next area. He's like, no, you should go back and build it to 10 because there are very important things at 10. I'm like, oh my God, now I have to stop what I'm doing and go back and do that because I believe him. And yeah, I just see that this is easily going to be a 100-hour plus game. And honestly, at this point, it's a GOTY contender for me. It's really, really fun.
Jack would remember better than me. But I feel like I remember jokingly saying this will either be my favorite game of all time or my least favorite game of all time because of the Ditto. And I made a joke because I hated the Ditto design.
Yeah,
I guess it worked out because it turns out to be a really fucking good game. I I remember, Bob, we were kind of making fun of it. We're like, oh, okay,
sure.
we'll see, and not realizing like, no, Dragon Quest Builders has Riz. Like that
Yeah.
game, I've always heard a lot of great things about. I didn't realize just how great it was for Pokopia. Hey, you give them the Pokemon IP, and now they're making a GOATY contender.
Yeah. And like I've probably discovered, I don't know, close to 50 Pokemon at this point, and this is where the Viva Pinata element comes in, where it's
Oh
like
man,
you do have to build like very specific habitats, like whether it's patches of grass or like
that's awesome.
a plate or a table in a very specific order, right? So you have to like build these very handcrafted areas for a Pokemon to appear, and let me tell you, every single time you see the grass move and you're like, "Oh, someone's there," and it like does the little like animation, like you know how the ball shakes 3 times and then the Pokemon gets caught. It's the
Yeah,
opposite where the grass shakes 3 times and then the Pokemon comes out, and it's like every time I'm like, "Oh my god, who'd I get? Like this is such an important deal. Like who's gonna join the family?"
that's fucking
Um,
sick.
it's really good. Like they very much understand what Pokemon's all about while incorporating their very deep gameplay mechanics. So yeah, couldn't be higher on this game. I think it's easily worth $70.
Have you seen your favorite Pokemon yet?
I have. I
Hell yeah.
have. My boy Scizor is in the game.
Hell yeah, dude. My boy Tyranitar. Have you seen him yet?
No comment, but I will
No,
say that
no, don't do this to me.
uh, okay, I'll
You
say
just don't
this.
know.
Larvitar's or no, yeah, Larvitar's in the game.
Yeah, I saw Larvitar online. You have to imagine
So if
Tyranitar's probably there
like
now.
let me say this, I don't think I've ever seen the first stage of a Pokemon that hasn't gotten its evolutions.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
So I think there's a good chance
He's probably
Tyranitar's in the
late
game.
game. Th-
Yeah.
That's my favorite. I love Tyranitar. All right. You've also kind of been replaying Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Amazing game. So shout outs to that.
Yeah, this game still rules. I booted it up first night it came out on Switch. I have a weird like I had a GameCube growing up, but I was really weird. I never played the Zelda games. I never played the Mario games.
Mhm.
But I did play the Pokemon spin-offs and
Pokemon Channel.
Coliseum, huh?
Channel. You play Pokemon Channel?
I did not play Pokemon Channel.
Oh, fake fan.
But I did play Coliseum and Gale of Darkness, and Gale of Darkness was always my more favorite one. I have very fond memories of this game. It was also the game, weirdly enough, I played after getting my tonsils taken out, and I was bedridden for 2 weeks, and I just binged it. Don't
Oh
know
yeah.
why, but whatever. This game means a lot to me, and it's very interesting going back to it in 2026 because I think it still holds up, but I am very nostalgia
Oh, it
driven.
it holds up. I played through it for the first time recently. It holds up phenomenally.
Okay, because going back, it is like, wow, okay, some of this stuff, like some of the, it
A
doesn't
lot of Gen
exactly,
3 isms.
yeah, it doesn't tell you exactly where to go, and I vaguely remember, so I'm okay, but I'm like, this is kind of confusing if you don't know what's going on. And then like just some of the like it always being double battles I had to remember, and then just like some of the names and the dialogue and like
It's so funny.
what's the sister's name?
Oh, I forget. It was some dumb shit. I do remember that.
Yeah, and it's like, oh right, this game is a little annoying, but
Jovi. Yeah,
Jovi, that's
Jovi
right.
sucked. I hated her.
Yeah, Jovi does suck.
Because she speaks
But
in a third person, so she's like, Jovi is angry. It's like, oh my
right.
god.
Like, and that beginning is admittedly very slow, but
So,
once you get to like infiltrate the
the base.
team, yeah, that's when the game starts to pick up, and I think that's when you start rolling, and it really is like, oh
Catch a
yeah,
lot of
this,
Pokemon.
yeah,
That Shadow Pokemon mechanic is still like, dude, I want another Shadow Pokemon game. Like, I
it's
hope they
so
go
cool.
back to that because it's such an amazing idea.
It's
Uh,
so cool.
I love XD. The one thing I think Coliseum definitely has over it though is like, man, there's like a vibe to that game. Like I love how seedy Coliseum is, where you
It's true.
you go to certain towns and areas and everyone's just kind of a dick, and like there's
Yeah.
just like this very like standoffish nature to everything within that game. That's like the type of tone that is like they would never get away with that with the newer Pokemon games. So having that in Coliseum was always so cool to me. I I'm so confused by the release schedule because like XD is the sequel to Coliseum, but for some reason they released it first. I don't really
Yeah, they
understand
just
that.
know
Not
it's a
like
better
Pokemon
game.
games. Okay, Bob. I don't know. Listen, it's the better game, but it's also like I want to play the first one first.
Yeah,
You know?
I know.
But either way, I mean, I do love XD. I love Coliseum. Amazing games. I'm excited that more people are going to be able to play them.
And let me tell you, I'll say this right now. When I see that red and white afro motherfucker, I'm going to be
So,
dancing to that music for at least 5 minutes because I love Mirror B. He is the GOAT. He is one of
yes.
the best characters in all of Pokemon. Love that
I love
guy.
how his theme changes between the games. Like Coliseum is like a more classic, like mariachi tune, and
Yeah.
then XD is like the most insane disco
The
remix of that.
funkiest shit you have ever heard in your
Oh,
life.
dude. That's like one of those characters, like just bring him back and then don't even like try to like mention it. Like he's just in the background
That's what I'm
somewhere.
saying. I'm like, how has he not made a cameo in the last 20 years? How is that
So
possible?
weird. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because Game Freak didn't work on these games. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
we don't have any reverence for them personally. But I'm like,
Like
listen, man,
if
it's
if
better than
there's
most of the recent Pokemon games. I'll say that. So like,
if
maybe we
there's a
can do
Mirror
something
B
with them.
cameo in any of the next like couple of games, that will be my new favorite. Like I need a fucking Mirror B cameo. Give me the Ludicolo's. It's like, it's so good.
Yeah, yeah, awesome game. And you also been playing this game, Scritchy Scratchy.
Yeah, this game rules. I played it during the
Never
Next
heard of
Fest
it.
demo, and it just came out this week. Scritchy Scratchy, and I believe it's only on Steam, and it's probably because you kind of do need a mouse for it. It's a game where you start washing dishes, and
Mhm.
then this guy calls you and goes, "Hey, you want to make more money? Because you're only making like $3 a dish." He goes, "Hey, you want to make more money? Here's a scratch off for you." And so you start like
Uh,
playing scratch offs, and then you upgrade your scratch offs over time, and then you like get the more money you make, the better scratch offs you can make, but then the scratch offs get hard to scratch, so you got to update your coin, and then you got to update your luck so that you don't lose all your money, and it all culminates to like I think it's at $50 million you buy a life or death scratch off, and the whole point of the game is to win that, but you're going to lose every time because it's literally a roguelike where you have to build up your stats in order to get lucky enough to win. And so
mhm.
yeah, it's like a mix of like cookie clicker and a roguelike where it's like
Yeah, I'm seeing this now.
you're just building it up and trying to get to the end to
Yeah, this looks awesome.
win, and you just die every time, and it's like the game is very low poly, and there's not a lot going on, but like I played 3 hours of this during the Next Fest demo. I was like, yeah, I need to buy this game.
Yeah, no, that's something I look forward to. That looks really, really cool.
It's that kind of mindless, like like, hey, we're just here, I'm not thinking,
Oh,
I'm
crap,
just
I like
scratching.
it. My favorite type of games.
Yep.
Let's talk about what I've been playing. Just real quick. Overwatch, not much to say there.
Hell yeah.
And I got back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth
All
finally after like a
right.
month. I loaded it up again, and dude, Bob, I'm broken because I think I'm like I love the open world bullshit. I love the mini games. Like I love the mini games, dude. I get so hyped when there's a new one. I'm obsessed with Queen's Blood, all that shit, and then I have to do a story, and I'm like, ah, it's not even like it's bad. I'm just like I don't care.
Where
And
are you right
I'm
now?
in Junon. I just reached the whole
Oh,
48,
okay.
so I'm
So
still
you're
early.
still early. All right.
I, it's that thing. This is like kind of my least favorite stretch of the original game, so that's
Yeah,
also the thing.
100%. Like
Where I'm like,
it's
nothing happens. I just don't care. I want to go to Gold Saucer. That's kind of my big
yeah,
like. I want to get there. That's the part I'm most excited for. But like right now, I'm just like in terms of the story. They're like, we need to find the robed guys. I'm like,
yeah,
I forgot how lame this part of the story is. I just don't care what's going on.
yeah.
I do.
Sorry,
it's
I was
like,
just gonna say, like, you're definitely at the stage where it's like, yeah, the side quests, and like, granted, the side quest stuff is going to be fun throughout, but there are still some major story beats. I would argue that you've really only seen one of them, and that was right at the beginning. Like, after June on, it starts to pick up a bit.
I'm excited. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm really enjoying it still. It's just it's like moments that bother. I hate that we spend so much time with like NPC looking ass characters. Like when you first enter Judon, there's like this lady I don't even remember, but she's like the leader of the crows, and she looks
Yeah.
like any other NPC. I'm like, dude, why are we spending time on this lady? I don't care about her. You are not him. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just not an interesting character at all, and yet we're spending time with them. And also, Bob, here's the problem. I met Yuffie, and I'm
Hmm.
like, oh my god, I hate this character. And it's just like this is my least favorite character in the game. I'm not joking when I say like Yuffie might be like top 5 least favorite characters in fiction. I hate her that much.
That's crazy.
So,
Is Zach also in the top 5?
no, he's not as bad because Zach's
Alright.
not like
Okay.
I don't see him as often, but I still don't like him. But Yuffie, man, oh my god, it's like every time she talks, and I always have to hear from Benjamin. No, but the gameplay is really fun, bro. I'm not playing her. I don't care if she has Sekiro combat.
He is right. Unfortunately, she does have the best combat.
I'm just not playing her. I'm not
It's
doing
fair.
that. To
I respect it, but she is fun.
It's just I still remember what happened in Wutai in the original when she stole my materia, and I had to fucking sit there for like 30 minutes trying to remember what went where. And I'm like, I hate you so much. But yeah, my hatred for Yuffie aside, I still am enjoying the game a lot. And again, dude, bro, these people complaining about the minigames. I'm sorry, I dig this shit.
No,
Like
they're so good.
I love the frog minigame where I'm jumping and I'm trying to dodge these stupid fucking things. Like
It's a
this
Fall
is
Guys ass minigame.
yeah, then there's like a rhythm game with the piano. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, this is sick.
Oh my god, dude! I literally spent. I think the last one I spent so much time trying to 100% it. Not that it gets you anything. It really doesn't. But
oh yeah, no, but it's like
I'll
I
be
have to do it.
damned
A
if
rhythm
I
game, man.
don't 100% every single piano minigame.
My inner Guitar Hero had to come out. It's like, wait, hang on, I played Guitar
100%.
But
Yeah, and you haven't even gone to between Costa del Sol and Gold Saucer, there are so many more that you'll get to experience. So
yeah, I'm
I'm
excited for
very
that.
excited for you for that.
Yeah, no, I am enjoying the game still a good amount. I don't
Nice.
know if I'll ever beat it. It's that thing, man. This game is so fucking huge. I have to accept that.
But
But
I'm okay with you like doing this slow burn where it's like, hey, maybe every couple months you'll do like an area.
yeah,
or
come
two.
back to it.
Like
Exactly. Yeah.
there's not any time like pressure to beat it
It's
tomorrow.
just that worry. I'm worried about the next like they do the trailer for part 3, and it's like, oh, here's a spoiler. It's like, damn.
Yeah, but you've played 7 OG now,
Yeah, but
so
I'm assuming they changed stuff for Rebirth. That's my thing.
they do, but I don't think there's gonna be anything they could show in a trailer that's going to
Like completely ruin it.
Yeah.
We will see. I am enjoying it though. It is a ton of fun. I do
yeah.
love that combat. Best combat in gaming. Like, calm down.
So good.
It's
So
not
good.
the best, but like it's very, very good.
It's top 5.
Yeah, maybe top 10. But yeah, okay.
If you condense all the Souls game into one, top 5.
No, but the Souls games are different. Bloodborne plays differently from Elden
Okay.
Ring.
All right.
Okay.
I kicked the hornet's nest. I take it back.
No, you know what? That's a topic. We're gonna have to do that. Top 10 combat systems in gaming. I would limit to one Souls game, but I'd also say Sekiro is not a Souls game.
I agree. I would accept
Okay, you
that
agree there?
delineation.
Yeah, so it'd be Sekiro and Bloodborne for me.
Mhm.
And then from there, obviously, 7 Remake, Rebirth, that stuff.
Yep.
Would you count a first-person shooter? Is that a combat system?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one? We're basically doing the topic now. I realize that, man.
We gotta hold it. We gotta hold it.
Yeah, we're holding that for later. Okay, I gotta make sure to remember to use that because that's a fun idea. But yeah, that's everything we've been playing. Hopefully, I play more games, other games, because I am very multiplayer brained right now. Because Bob, here's the problem, man. Now I'm like, maybe that Marvel Rivals, I should try that again.
No.
Maybe I should get back into that. I'm so multiplayer brained. I just
Dude.
want to shit on like these kids online.
The whole reason Overwatch is partially popping off again is because Marvel Rivals like balancing is in the dirt right now.
Oh yeah, it's
terrible.
like really rough. I've been
Yeah.
seeing that, but I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I might as well try it.
Honestly, I think what's funny is if you start Pacopia, you're gonna fall off a Rebirth, and that would just be really funny to me because Bench is gonna get pissed at you.
Hey, I mean, he was the one who fell off of Pacopia real fast. So,
I know,
yeah.
And like Monster Hunter Stories 3, his game of the year, a game I still want to check out, bounced off of that too. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
What does he play? What was he? Dude just
Playing
plays Final
Starfield.
Fantasy.
He's a Starfield guy.
Yeah, hey, he can have that. I don't want that anymore. Anyways, Bob, I think we're done. We talked a lot about 2-hour podcast, but you know what?
Of course.
That's the usual.
It's Bob's special.
You know what? I had a lot of fun though. It was a really good time overall. Talked a lot about games. Talked a lot about food randomly and St. Patrick's Day. But I think we're about ready to head out. So if you guys want to find us, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever your favorite podcast platform is, like the podcast, helps us out a ton, and follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming, all one word. With that, I think we're gonna head out. Say goodnight, everybody.
Night. Go
Good
play
night.
Pacopia.
Don't play soldier in ranked. I am tired of playing soldiers.